They're back, but are they for real? And this is just something I put together with AI. You have like, is there too much hype around the Montreal Canadiens? These are not real headlines, by the way. This is just AI, but are they really ready? Are they Stanley Cup worthy? They're not underdogs anymore. The reason I kind of brought this up is that I've been watching I always watch a lot of different podcasts. It's that time of the year where a lot of podcasts and media people are kind of putting together their predictions for next year. You can really see a difference as somebody who watches a lot of hockey content that's not just based in Montreal. You can see that the hockey world, like across the NHL, the opinion around the Montreal Canadiens is absolutely changing. Them making the playoffs last year, Demidov, the hype around Demidov, Hudson winning the Calder, all these things happening. You can see, like, I even saw some Toronto-based podcasts, even some of them mentioning that maybe Montreal would finish ahead of Toronto in the Atlantic Division next year. The hype train is moving. You have all these podcasters that are saying the dark horse this year is the Montreal Canadiens. Watch out for the Montreal Canadiens. The rebuild is over. You keep hearing more and more and more about that. It's exciting, as a Montreal Canadiens fan, either we never heard, like, either Montreal wasn't part of the conversation, people just weren't talking about them, or it was negative, right? Like, they're still in a rebuild and everything else, right? And talking about kind of how they were finishing is more about their prospects and everything else. But now you can kind of see the hype train really, really building. And that's exciting. But Coach, I don't know if you agree, but as it stands right now, Montreal is still the youngest team in the NHL, and there's still some really big question marks on the roster. So I'm a little concerned about how the fan base is going to, especially maybe even the players, right? You have all these young players. For sure, they read social media. For sure, they're on YouTube. They might even be watching our show sometimes, Coach, but I'm sure they see that stuff. Like recently, we heard that Jack Eye mentioned that he watches who's that guy, the guy from out east there, he watches podcasts like on YouTube. Jack Eye confirmed it. Like I'm just a little concerned that they're going to start believing their own press a little bit, because there's a lot of question marks. And listen, I'm excited for the season. Like we talked about this last episode, Coach. This is like probably the most exciting time to be a Habs fan in like the last 25 years, right? Just because there's so much hope. And I'm not saying we shouldn't be hopeful. I'm just saying that I'm concerned that our expectations are being raised because, especially on the penalty kill, Coach, like that's the kind of part that scares me a little bit. Like losing Dvorak, losing Armia, face-offs on the left side, all those little things. Losing David Savard. I know people were shitting over David Savard last year, but he ate a lot of minutes, blocked a lot of shots. Listen, I'm very excited. The hockey world seems very excited as well, really starting to believe in the Montreal Canadiens. Mais on se garde une petite gêne, comme on dit en français. Let's be a little bit cautious here because it happens pretty often that you see a team like a coach, you brought it up before as an example, the New Jersey Devils. The New Jersey Devils make the playoffs, and then whoops, they take a little slide back the year after, right? And so another picture I put together here. So everyone's jumping on the bandwagon. You have all the podcasters and reporters trying to jump on the bandwagon. You have Nick Suzuki driving it, and we're running over poor Leafs and Bruins fans there too. But is a little too soon to be jumping on the bandwagon. I hope not. Like I hope everything goes super well, and they really do take an extra step next year. But I just thought it was interesting, Coach, because again, you and I are both the same. I'm sure a lot of people here watch a lot of content from all over the NHL. Have you noticed that too, Coach? Like it's not just people in Montreal that are hyped about it, but a lot of experts, a lot of podcasts. You can see they're hyping up the Canadiens for this year. I think we can agree, Coach, that at the very least, the one thing that I notice a lot of people say about the Montreal Canadiens too is they're going to be one of the more exciting teams to follow next year. Some people may not believe that they're going to, win the Stanley Cup or, finish ahead of the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they're going to be one of those teams, teams that, for people who watch all kinds of games and you have to kind of choose, okay, which game am I going to watch tonight out of all the games that are on? A lot of people are going to be choosing to watch Montreal because they're going to be an exciting young team to watch. They're going to be excited to watch Hudson, Demidov, like all the young players. At the very least, it's going to be exciting hockey. And as fans, then we're really lucky to to be able to experience that.
Thank you to watching another Habs Nation video. But before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the channel, and finally let us a comment about this video. And remember, you have greatness inside of you, and we wishes you an amazing...